Hello everyone, myself Namrata Thakur, Senior Lecturer in the Department of Computer Engineering at Praveen Patil Polytechnic, Bhinder East. Students, welcome to your 4th SEM. In 4th semester, you are going to learn the various subjects along with one subject, GUI application and development using VB.NET. So let's start our practical number 1 of the same subject. Your practical number 1 is installing the setup and use of VB.NET IDE. What exactly these terms are? So let's see all these things in detail. As I said, your subject is GUI application development using VB.NET and the subject code is 22034. Let me tell you, the teaching scheme means how many marks are allocated to this particular subject in your syllabus. So, your end semester exam carries 50 marks. Students, at the end of the semester, you are having one practical exam which is of 50 marks. And your progressive assessment, that is your term work and the other things, carries the 50 marks. Thus, total 100 marks is allocated to this particular subject in your syllabus. So, what exactly this GUI application and development and why this subject is included in your syllabus? So, there are some course outcome. So, after completing or after learning this particular subject, you people will able to understand the following things. The first one is you can easily understood how to use the Visual Studio to design an application. You can develop the different application using different control. You can apply the object oriented concept in GUI. You can use the data access control to store the data in the database and retrieve it. Use the data binding in GUI application. So these all things you are going to achieve after completion of this particular subject. But there is one question, why exactly this subject is included in your syllabus? As I said, it's the VB.NET. What exactly the VB.NET is? VB.NET is one programming language. You have already learned the programming language like C, C++, HTML, Java, etc. So now you are going to learn one more programming language, VB.NET. VB.NET is an advanced version of Visual Basic. So VB stands for Visual Basic and VB.NET is the advanced version of the VB.NET. Advanced version. Visual Basic.NET is the advanced version of Visual Basic 6.0. By using this VB language, you are going to develop some different application. Therefore, the subject name is GUI application development. Now, what exactly the GUI is? As you all know that GUI is graphical user interface. So you are going to develop the GUI application. I am giving you one example so that it will be more clear to you. What do you mean by GUI application? Suppose you want to take the admission in your college. What exactly you people are doing? If you are filling the online form, you will open that particular form. After opening the form, some fields are visible to you like your first name, last name, your address, your marks, etc. You're filling that particular details and you're pressing on you're clicking on the submit button. That means what? One form is there, the hard copy of the form is get translated into the soft form using computer. So how to develop this application? That we are going to learn in a VB.NET. Now see, a design purpose, after clicking on the submit, that particular data gets stored in a database. Same concept you have already studied or have already seen in a airline reservation system for flight booking, or you can say that in a coffee management system, in hotel management system. So how to develop that application you are going to learn using VB or using VB.net. Now, from this video, what you people will able to understand. From this video, you are going to understand how to install and set up the VB.net ID, and you are going to identify the basic hardware and software requirement for the installation of Visual Studio.net. Now students, suppose you want to work with the C++. What you will do? But obvious means we need Turbo C for the same, because Turbo C is a platform where anyone can or where you can use C++. Same, whenever I want to use the VB.net, I require one platform, and that platform is a Visual Studio. So Visual Studio, I want to use VB.net, then what I will do? I will download the Visual Studio, and from that Visual Studio, I can easily use the VB.net. So from this entire video, you will able to understand how to install the Visual Studio for the VB.net. Now there are some basic hardware and software requirement for the same. So now see in detail how to install the VB.net. But before that, what exactly this Visual Studio is? What exactly this .net is? So .net is a framework. Same as I said, I am clearing this thing in a simple language. If I am saying that I am using Turbo C, Turbo C is a platform for developing the C++ program. Same way I am having the .NET framework for building, deploying and running the web services and the application. This .NET framework consists of different classes, interfaces, values, etc. to support the particular technologies so that we can develop the application very easily. Now, we are going to learn about what exactly the VB.net is. As I said, VB.net is a programming language. This language supports the OOP concept, or we can say that it is based on the OOP concept. That is, your VB.net is object-oriented language. You have already learned C++ in the previous semester, so you are aware of object-oriented concept. So VB.net is object-oriented language, and this language is developed by the Microsoft. So this language is not case sensitive. It is used to develop the GUI based application. The garbage collection process has been automated, and VB allows you to enjoy the drag and drop features whenever you are designing the form. How to do that we are going to learn in a next practical. Now, there are some prerequisites to install the Visual Studio 2010. Students, we have n number of versions of Visual Studio, but we are going to work with Visual Studio 2010. And some basic requirement for the same are 1 GB RAM, 3 GB of hard disk, and whenever in the installation process is running, make sure that you have already disabled the antivirus or any anti-spyware software. Close all the running software. If you are using Windows XP, make sure that it will be Service Pack 3. Now, as I said before, there are n number of Visual Studio versions, and Visual Studio 2010 also having 8 major versions, that are Ultimate, Premium, Professional, Express, Team Foundation, Test Professional, Team Explorer Everywhere and Light Switch. But in this subject, we are going to learn from, we have already installed the Visual Studio Ultimate version. So we are going to work with Visual Studio 2010 Ultimate version. Now we are going to learn the next exact procedure for installing the Visual Studio 2010. Students, you are aware of how to install the software. But obvious, you are going to the Google and you are searching about that particular software. So I am going, there are two steps for the same. First one, install the software from the CD, otherwise pen drive, otherwise hard disk. Or the second option is download the software from the net. So after downloading or from the CD, pen drive, hard disk, you are going to locate the setup.exe. Once it gets downloaded, you are opening the setup.exe. How to open that? But obvious, click on the setup.exe, and after clicking on the setup.exe, the installation process will start automatically. Once the installation will finish, restart the system to apply the necessary changes. So there are two steps. First one, you can use the CD, PD and hard disk to install the Microsoft Visual Studio 2010 if it is already there in a CD, PD or hard disk. Or the second step, you can download from the net the Microsoft Visual Studio 2010 and locate the setup. Locate in the sense, search for the setup.exe, double click on it, and the installation process will automatically get started. Now here are some screenshots about the installation process. After downloading the setup.exe, first step is double click on setup.exe. Once it get downloaded, Visual Studio 2010 get downloaded, you can easily see the in downloads the setup.exe file. Click on that, double click on that to start the installation process. After clicking on the setup.exe, you will able to find this kind of video. There are two options. First one is check for the service releases or install the Microsoft Visual Studio 2010. But obvious, we are going to select installing the Microsoft Visual Studio 2010. Click on the next to start the procedure. Once you click the next, it will automatically start the installation process. Select these options over here, click on the next, and after clicking on the next button, you will able to see the progress bar of the installation. This purple color or this blue color indicates the progress of the installation. Once it gets installed, the next step is it will show you or it will ask you the license agreement. Read that license agreement, click on I agree and accept the license term. Select this option and press next to proceed further. Once you press the next, select the features that you want to install and the path where you want to install the Visual Studio. Here it will give you the two options, whether you want to install the full or whether you want to install the custom version. So obviously we want to install the full. Here you can browse for the path where you want to store this particular Visual Studio setup, where it is in C drive, D drive, desktop, wherever you want to install. Browse the path from there. Press the next to start the procedure. Then the setup will start to install all the components. So it will start installing the components over here. It will take some time for installation purpose. After installation get finished, it will ask you to reboot your computer. To complete the installation, you have to reboot your computer once or twice. After rebooting, the setup will start again. It will start loading the different components over there. Setup start to install the rest of the computer. and after some time the installation will automatically get completed. So after that click on the finish button to this one to complete the procedure. Once you complete this one, you can go to the program and search for the Microsoft Visual Studio, or there will be one icon on the desktop, Visual Studio .NET 2010. Double click on it to open it. Once you double click over there, you will find this kind of video where there are some options for the same, that is new project, open project, etc. Otherwise, here how to start the Microsoft Visual Studio. As we start the C by pressing the icon of the Turbo C on the desktop, or we can open it from the C drive or D drive. Same way, we can start the Microsoft Visual Studio by clicking on the icon over there. Otherwise, you can go to the start, go to the program, and there you can find the Microsoft Visual Studio 2010. Click on that and it will get started automatically. So this kind of window will appear over there. You can open the new project, or you can create a new project, or you can open the existing project from the same. After creating the new project, there are some options like Visual Basic, C#, the other languages over here. As I said, Microsoft Visual Studio is a framework which provides you the different options for building, deploying the different web services and applications. We are selecting the Visual Basic and there is a Windows Form application, and press OK. Once you press OK, it will show you where to open, or you can create a new form, or where you can open a new form. If I am opening the existing form, it will ask me from where I want to open the particular form. Click on the path where you want to open, from where you want to open the form, and it will get open over there. Here I have already told you there are many languages like Visual Basic, otherwise C#, C#, C++, F#, etc. So from there you can easily create the new project. After opening this, the one form will get open. The detail of this form we will see in the next practical, but still I am explaining. This is your Form Explorer, this is your toolbox, this is your Properties window, this is your Solution Explorer. What exactly all these things are, we are going to learn in the next practical for the same, because we are going to design the application using VB.NET in the next practical. As I said, there are 4 windows: Solution Explorer, Form Designer, Toolbox and Properties. Now as you know that toolbox means what? The box which consists of different tools. So for design purpose of the form, we have a different tools in the toolbox. Properties, you can change the different information related to the different control using properties. Solution Explorer, it will shows you all the files or form which are currently present. Form Designer, which allows you to create or delete a new form. So this is how basically the form are getting open and run. How to do that we will see in the next practical. Based on this, we have some exercise question. State the difference between VB.NET and VB. How many languages are supported by .NET Framework? What are the system requirements for the installation of VB.NET? And state the use of .NET Framework. We are going to solve this exercise in the live session of the GUI. If you have any doubt, let me know. I will surely help you to solve the same. Thank you.